You should try a Pokemon Nuzlocke. Here's why. So, in 2020, my friend Dan, or Dingram2909 on Twitch, challenged me to a series of Pokemon Nuzlocke races, starting with Fire Red and Leaf Green and ending all the way in the 5th generation with Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. I had never done a Nuzlocke before in my life, so I was pretty scared. For those of you who don't know, there are two main rules in a Nuzlocke. First, you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter in any area. The second is that permadeath is on. That means when your Pokemon faint in battle, that's it. You can't use them again. You can add whatever additional rules you like to increase the difficulty or even make the challenge easier. A common one is no item use in battle. That can make your Nuzlockes really tricky. But if this is your first time doing a Nuzlocke challenge, I'd just stick with these two core rules. Like I said, I was scared, nervous. Not only had I never attempted a Nuzlocke before, I'd only just started streaming on Twitch. I was already a little nervous putting my face out in the world. What if I didn't enjoy myself? What if I embarrassed myself on stream? Side note, Twitch streaming isn't scary, it's really fun, you should definitely try it. And speaking of fun, that's exactly what Nuzlockes are. Remember when you were a child playing Pokemon? Every gym leader, rival battle, Elite Four member felt like a true battle, a real test of skill. At least personally, as I got older, the challenge dwindled a bit, and so did the thrill of each Pokemon battle. Nuzlockes change all of that though. When a Pokemon faints in battle, it's gone. It makes each fight and each decision matter. When you get wiped out by an unexpected critical hit, it's devastating. But when your best team member tanks a hit they had no business surviving, it's thrilling. It's a story. I felt my first pang of defeat early in my Nuzlocke run, when Thickness, the Kakuna, fell while I was talking to Twitch chat. Turns out you've really got to concentrate on these Nuzlockes. We got past Brock okay, thanks to Metal Claw and my Charmander, but that wasn't going to cut it for the second gym. Plenty of Pokemon died grinding trying to level for the Misty fight. The real one that hurt though was on the way to fight Lieutenant Surge when our Charmeleon fell. Another hero fell before his time, never living to see his full potential. That's actually an ongoing joke for our Nuzlocke runs. I can never get a starter to its 3rd stage until Torterra. Trinch, you were a true hero, even though you didn't survive the Elite Four. We love you. Well, Torterra's down, you guys. Torterra is down.
Here we go.
But
Here's the Bronzong.
But these setbacks weren't disheartening. Sure, they were scary, but they were also emotional, dramatic, dare I say it, fun. It isn't a Nuzlocke without a good bit of clench, and we certainly had plenty. By the end of the run, we had some real characters taking us through the Elite Four. Drew the Vaporeon, Log the Ninetales, Drurpen the Mug. Not all of our team made it through, but in the end, we were triumphant. Since then, we've tasted victory many times and taken plenty of losses. Each run told its own story. I've been forced to adapt and use Pokemon I'd have never considered running in my team. Most importantly, every victory was hard fought. Every win was well deserved. So if you're convinced, you might be thinking, hey Sam, this Nuzlocke business sounds like a lot of fun, but what game should I start with? Well, if you ask me, there's no better place to start than the beginning, with Fire Red or Leaf Green. Look, Pokemon Red and Blue were groundbreaking and kicked off the Pokemon phenomenon, but their remakes added so many quality of life changes. They feel way more modern than the originals while still keeping that retro charm. They're the obvious pick for me. Plus, they still hit that nostalgia and provide a decent amount of challenge. There are a few tricky run-ending moments too, so it's not like you're picking the easy option here. If you've never completed a Nuzlocke before, I'd say avoid Generations 5 and 7. The Black and White and Sun and Moon series of games are some of my favourites in the whole Pokemon series. They're also some of the most challenging. I wouldn't go into any of these games underprepared. Pokemon Sword Shield and the Let's Go games on Switch are strange titles to try and Nuzlocke too. The wild area messes things up in Sword and Shield, and the catching system gives Let's Go a strange rule set. There's also overworld encounters in both games, which really confuse things. If all you have is a Switch, I'd definitely prefer to Nuzlocke Sword or Shield over Let's Go, but I really wouldn't recommend any of them for a Nuzlocke challenge. That being said, it all comes down to preference. Nuzlocke your favourites, you'll have a great time. There are a few additional rules you might want to add in too to help or hinder your way through your first Nuzlocke challenge. Just to recap, the main two rules are death is permanent and you can only catch the very first Pokemon you encounter in each area. But what if you've already caught that Pokemon? You don't want a team full of Weedle. Most players will use what's known as the Dupes Clause rule. This rule lets you skip over any mons you've already encountered in a new area. Just look for the Pokeball next to their name. You can put a ton of restrictions on yourself too. Playing on set mode rather than shift is a great additional challenge. It's just a simple change in the options menu, which means you won't get a free switch whenever your opponent sends out a new Pokemon. Some players ban the use of items in battle. This means you won't be able to use things like X items and potions to keep your party strong and healthy, and you'll find yourself relying on healing moves if you want to pick up extra health. This really amps up the difficulty, and it's something I haven't actually tried myself. If you're struggling with completing a Nuzlocke challenge, you can set yourself checkpoints which you can reset back to if you team wipe, meaning you don't have to play through the whole game again. Some people might tell you this is cheating, and say it's not really a Nuzlocke. I say Nuzlocks are supposed to be fun. They're self-imposed challenges. If you want to make them a little easier, that's fine. From there, it's entirely up to you how you change up your challenges. I'm planning a few of my own soon, like a rotation lock, a challenge where the Twitch chat get to rotate out a team member after each major battle. I'm also wanting to combine a monotype challenge with a Nuzlocke for a monolock run of Pokemon Sword. I'll only be able to catch one type of Pokemon like in a normal monotype run, and like in a Nuzlocke, I'll only be able to catch one of each. And once they're gone, they're gone. If you're interested in either of these, or any more Pokemon content, then sub to the channel to make sure you don't miss my videos on them. You can always follow me on Twitch to watch along live too. The link's in the description. And if you've got any ideas for Pokemon challenges that you're doing, or any that you'd like to see me do, then let me know in the comments below. So, you've picked out your game and you've decided to try your very first Nuzlocke. Fantastic news! Here are a few quick and easy tips to help you get started. Firstly, most players don't actually play with the Nuzlocke rules on until after they've gotten their first Pokeballs. That means you don't miss your first encounter on Route 1 because the game hasn't given you any way to capture them yet, and if you lose to your rival battle, it's fine, you don't have to go through the whole opening again. Second tip, and this is an easy one. Even if you normally wouldn't, nickname every single Pokemon. It really helps you get attached to each member of your team and can make for some fantastic stories, especially if you're streaming your playthroughs. You can probably come up with some better nicknames than me as well. My favourites are Drurpin the Muck and Nalrun the Pelipper. If you're using items in your runs, don't underestimate how powerful X items can be, like X attack and X defense. Setup strategies in general are really strong. I beat Cynthia's team in Pokemon Diamond single-handedly with my Gyarados. I just set up a load of Dragon Dances while fighting a Spiritomb, raising my attack and speed. I then proceeded to sweep her entire team, one-shotting a Garchomp with a well-placed Ice Fang. I was even a few levels lower than most of her Pokemon and easily outsped the team. Setup strategies are fantastic, and X items mean you don't have to dedicate a slot to moves like Swords Dance or Dragon Dance. Always play around critical hits. Always. In most situations, there's a 1 in 16 chance you're going to get hit with a crit. Depending on the situation, that can be a 1 in 16 chance to end your run. Don't risk it for a biscuit. And finally, just have fun. Nuzlocks are challenging. They're literally a challenge run, and that's what makes them so enjoyable. Don't let anybody else tell you how to play these self-imposed challenges. If you want to make it easier on yourself, do it. Set yourself a challenge and have fun with it. Remember, I'll be posting my own Pokemon challenge run videos here soon, so if you'd like to keep up to date, make sure you subscribe. You can also watch along live at twitch.tv/SamuelCarmody. Link in the description.